I'm going to take you back to something I said 34 episodes ago. Blue Sky Software was also responsible for Shadowrun on the Genesis as well, which is one of the best non-linear sci-fi console RPGs of all time. Back when I did a retry on Vector Man for the Sega Genesis, I knew eventually I'd get around to this game. This is my all-time favorite Sega Genesis game, and probably my all-time favorite role-playing game. Welcome to episode 38 of Retry. Today we're looking at Shadowrun for the Sega Genesis, released in 1994 by Blue Sky Software. Shadowrun is a party-based action RPG based on the pen and paper role-playing game of the same name. You have three characters to pick from in this game. You have the Street Samurai, who's a gunslinger, a Decker, who's a computer hacker, and a Gator Shaman, who is a mage. Heavy customization is possible, so it really doesn't matter. All the classes are pretty equal. The world of Shadowrun is a cyberpunk fantasy setting that combines magic with futuristic technology. The United States has broken up into various sub-regions, including an Indian nation and various other states that are controlled by large corporations. The main character's brother, pictured in the bottom left here, goes missing after helping the corporation Renraku perform a secret mission. The video of your brother's death was taken from a teammate cybernetic eyes and then broadcast on the news. After witnessing it, you spend all the money you have to get to Seattle to get revenge for the death of your brother. Now let's get down to mechanics. First of all, the karma screen. This is your experience. By using skills and killing enemies, you earn karma that you can use to improve your attributes or your skills. One of the best parts about Shadowrun's character system is that all the characters have the same skills, so if you want a computer hacker that's really good with guns, you can do that. There's complete freedom of customization. Another point I'd like to make is that it's so much cheaper to upgrade your attributes than it is to upgrade your skills. The reason for that is because in the world of Shadowrun, your knowledge is so much more important than how fast you can throw a punch. The combat is all done real time, and you loot items just by walking over them. This is an extremely non-linear game. I can show you here Redmond Barrens, Renraku Arcology, Downtown Seattle, Penumbra District, Polyup Barrens, you got Salashid, and lastly, Council Island. All these areas are pretty much open to you right from the very start. As a Shadowrunner, which is basically a street mercenary, it's your world to explore. But you can't make it very far in future Seattle without some cash, so it's time to talk to a Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson is the anonymous name of all these frontmen for these various corporations that are giving you work. You could be hired to kill someone, to steal something from a rival, or deliver a package. This is the first Mr. Johnson in the game, and he can actually get you contacts as well. These are actual NPCs that you can call on the phone and get assistance from. But I can't get anyone to do me any favors without getting some cash, so I'm going to go ahead and take a job here to kill some ghouls here in the community. And I'm not going to go alone. I'm going to accept the job, and then I'm going to go get some help. The bars in Shadowrun aren't just a place to meet Mr. Johnsons. They're also a place to meet NPCs that can become a temporary or permanent member of your party. I hate this guy, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and hire him because I want to use this idiot to make a point about reputation. Once you hire someone to be part of your party, you can control them just like your main character. You can change your equipment, you can even spend their experience. Anyone that's ever played the Shadowrun RPG knows you don't have to go far in Redmond Barrens to find trouble. The combat is all real time, so you better be ready to go. And you can see here, combat is pretty lethal. He goes down pretty quick. But he served his job, he kept me alive. Now I gotta kill some ghouls before I can head back and get my cash. Just a couple passes through this place should be fine, and I'll use this to kind of show you some of the combat. If you get attacked, you will automatically target whatever is attacking you. Otherwise, you use the B button and you can cycle through all the targets on screen. You press the A button to fire your weapon or cast your spell. And then you see the color of the reticle. It goes from green to yellow to red. That's how much damage you've dealt to your opponent. Just like the role-playing game, Combat is extremely lethal, and it's over extremely quick. So when it happens, you have to be ready to just deal out the most force that you can to drop the enemies as quickly as possible. Like you saw how quickly my teammate went down, that just as well could have been me. Time to head back. No offense, pal. You never were going to be part of my final team. So how you treat your partners really does matter in this game. That guy's going to be there. When I go back to the bar where I found him, he's still going to be there, and he's not going to be very happy with me. He's going to remember me. Wow, bad day to be an orc. Right on. So when I go talk to him again to see if he wants to join up, he's got some choice words for me that he didn't have the first time. But it's more than that. Other Shadowrunners that you treat poorly because you fight recklessly will continue to charge you more and more money to work with you. What you're seeing now is one of the many random encounters. I got jumped by a whole gang of I-5ers. They drop loot, I get to pick it up, I get experience for it. Now the I-5ers are run by the Mafia, and the Halloweeners gang is run by the Yakuza. You can actually build up your reputation big enough to join either of the opposing forces. Doing so will give you access to the best armor in the game, but the downside is that the rival gang will gun at you on sight. Time to put together the real team. First up, female elf Decker, one of my favorite NPCs in the game. Time to go fetch my other favorite character, the elf mage. So we got the blonde and the brunette. I think I'm good to go. Now I'm going to show you some of the random encounters that happen throughout Shadowrun. Not all of these encounters are about killing either. For example, this one allows you to get some black market grenades. This one allows you to get additional information about the corporation you're running against. This is another corporate encounter as well. Lastly, you see a woman come by, she's flustered, she's being chased by a man, and you can step in and be Prince Charming. But uh-oh, it turns out to be the cops. Good thing I have a permit for all the illegal guns I'm carrying. Have I mentioned that you can buy fake permits and fake IDs in this game? I swear, this game has everything. If you ever get lost, you just press pause, go to notebook, and then tips and clues. And this will give you information on what you need to do to progress the story. You can also check out any information you have on your current runs as well. The game drags you all over the city-state of Seattle, trying to find news on who killed your brother. This is one of my favorite shootouts. You get jumped in the middle of a club, and you gotta shoot it out on the dance floor. Shootouts in this game are fast and furious, but you better be ready for it. Renraku death squads don't around. From the shootout in the nightclub to breaking someone out of prison, this game has a lot of variety with its missions, but it can be somewhat overwhelming. There's so much you can do. You can play for hours, even tens of hours, without ever actually doing any of the story missions. But the closer you get to finding the killers of your brother, the more characters that get introduced, and the more people you can hire to assist you in your cause. In Shadowrun, you can hack to get additional information. In this example, I actually find out that the target I need to rescue is on the 5th floor. But that is nothing in comparison to using a data jack and logging into the Matrix. No, not that Matrix, the Shadowrun Matrix. The Matrix in the world of Shadowrun is a VR world that's a representation of basically the internet. Hackers can log their minds directly into the systems using a cybernetic enhancement called a data jack. The Decker can use a cyber deck, which is essentially an enhanced computer, to assist them in stealing information. Here, I'm attacking a data store and I'm downloading all the information that I can. Blackmail information, information about Shadowruns, and I can use this to sell to the black market. This has absolutely nothing to do with the mission that I was actually on, but I just saw a terminal and said, you know what, while I'm doing this mission to rescue a guy, I'm gonna go make some more money. I got a little greedy here. I actually stole so much information that I got forcibly kicked out of the system, and it sounded the alarm. Now, before Mitsuhama's guards can get involved, hunt me down and kill me, I'm gonna jump back into cyberspace here and find the right node that I need to shut down the alarm. In the Matrix, there are programs that work against you. Here, there's a barrier and a tar pit, and I have to run my programs, the lightning bolt, which you see, which is an attack program, to break through it so that I can continue on to the node I need to get to. On a side note, it shouldn't surprise anyone that Blue Sky Software, makers of the Vector Man series, had extremely good music for this game. I have to admit, it's well done and it has a lot of variety considering how many different areas you go to that each have their own theme. Now it's time to hack my way into the CPU in the Mitsuhama system. Once I defeat the black ice that's protecting it, that's the program that's defending it, I will be able to go inside, shut down the alarm, and then once I go back into the actual offices, I'll be able to snoop around uninhibited. There are so many ways to defeat challenges in this game. I could have used brute force, but instead I used a little finesse, got the alarm shut off, and now I can go back to robbing the place. And that data I just stole from Mitsuhama, well, I'm taking it to the black market, because it wasn't enough to just get paid for the job. I want to get paid a little extra. In Shadowrun, you are who you know, and you build a list of contacts. These are people that you can call on any telephone to get extra supplies, or to get contraband, or to just sneak your way into an area you're not supposed to be in. In the world of Shadowrun, magical creatures exist side by side with technology and are no less lethal. This is absolutely why you have to hire at least one mage. Being able to heal characters at will is so important at this game, because you saw how quickly those hellhounds took my guy down. Speaking of hellhounds, their breath attack is insanely lethal. They can kill you with 1 or 2 hits, no matter how great your body armor is. And I'll tell you, right now at this point in the game, I'm pretty stacked. The real tragedy was that this game was only ever released on the Sega Genesis. Some of you out there may know of the Super Nintendo game, and I'll be completely honest, it's okay, but it is nowhere near as good. The company WizKids owns the rights now to Shadowrun, and Blue Sky Software is no longer even in business, so the odds of this ever seeing a re-release are extremely low. You can find copies on eBay for $15 to $20, and for one of the most underrated RPGs of all time, it is completely worth it. Thanks for watching. For VideoGameSaga.com, this is Tony B, and I'm out. Retry? You know it.